Today's sponsor is Heli Gourmet. I want to thank Yaakov Yusupov, sitting in the back, Mark Arabov, and Yaakov's son, Moshe Yusupov. Hazaku Baruch. Everybody, a round of applause for he sponsored the whole thing for tonight. We also want to thank Yaakov. Every week helps out, and most of all, Aaron Levi. Every week we make it this week at a personal family event. But Baruch Hashem, we're able to keep it up every week. It's getting bigger and bigger. The Rabbi is approaching any minute, from what I was told. I just wanted to take this moment to say thank you, Shoah Karata Tov, to those that made it enjoyable and possible. Thank you again.
Thank you, Rabbi. His name Baruch. Oros John.
Não parecia nada disso.
The Rebbe is here. Let's all get up in honor.
ברשות כבוד הרב שליטה, מורנו ורבנו ועטרת ראשנו. Who am I to talk in front of שר התורה? עפר אנוכי. But לפני דברים לא מסרבים. We have a זכות to have מלאך השם with us, and we'll say what is אמונת חכמים. The זכות of אמונת חכמים, how does it help every Jew move on in life? It says, פרשת בשלח, ויאמינו בהשם ובמשה עבדו. Why is it בהשם and then Moshe right after? Because a person, and especially now, in the darkness of Galut, if you want to survive in all the choshech and afilah that there is, in the tum'ah in the world that there is, if you want to survive and grow as a Jewish person, in ruchniyut and in gashmiyut the right way, you need to be connected to somebody who will guide you closer to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And that was Az Yashir Moshe. It didn't say Az Shar Moshe. It says Az Yashir Moshe. Moshe sang the songs, the Krata Geulah, the Geulah that will come Bezrat Hashem B'Beit HaMikdash Shlishi. Right before it says Vayaminu V'Hashem Moshe Avdo, which means if you want to get to the ultimate Geulah, you have to have Emunat Chachamim in the time of the darkness of Galut. And this was a remez l'dorei dorot, to have connection with tzaddikim amitiyim. And this is the zchut that all of us have here tonight. And this is right after it was Zocheh, and it was Me'et Hashem, it was after Tisha B'Av, and right before Tu B'Av. In the Gemara it says, Lo hayu yamim tovim na'am Yisrael kechamisha asar B'Av v'yom HaKippurim. The grandfather of Morenu Rabbeinu Menchad Elazar said that on Tu B'Av they are preparing the chairs, the same way you prepare the chairs towards the court date in the court. They are preparing the chairs towards Rosh Hashanah. And he said already, if I'm not mistaken, already to say K'tiva v'Chatima Tova from then, Shana Tova from Tu B'Av. So we need to prepare to do tshuva, and nothing better to start the precursor with, to have somebody like this with us.
Breshut Harav, I have one favor to ask from everybody in the room. Out of honor and respect for the Torah, for the Rebbe, please silence your phones completely or shut it off. We would like to have absolutely zero noise during the shir. We want all our eyes, our ears, all our senses devoted fully to the words of the Rav.
You well know, probably, that usually I don't speak other languages than the ones with my fathers, my grandfathers spoke Yiddish. But Zal teaches from the Pasuk Shema Israel here, which is the most popular, the wichtigste, and important Pasuk Shema Israel, Hashem Elokeinu, Hashem Echad, B'chol Loshan Shata Shomea. It doesn't make a difference on which language you hear. You have to hear there's only one Hashem, it's Hashem Echad. So, even in Halacha, if one doesn't understand Lashon Kodesh, he understands English. Halacha is that you should learn Krishma with a translation in English, because he knows what he's saying. Kol Shekin, we're not learning Krishma now. Shvusen. So in that I'm soimach that if needed for the purpose, people should listen and hear. One can speak in English if that's what's necessary. What are we going to talk about? I was thinking on the way. This week is a very interesting week, special. It begins with the saddest day of the whole year. No one liked it. It's Tisha B'Av. It was really a Shabbos. It was Litchi for Sunday. Everybody fasts, sits on the floor, say keynote. Saddest that could be. The lights should be dim. Of course, it was very the saddest day in the year. Just a few days go by. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. The Gemara says it's 15 days of Chodesh Av. Because Tisha was the 9th, it was Nidchet for 10. 5 days later. Not only is it changed for a better day, completely. The whole circle. The Gemara says 3 places, I remember. L'hoyu, say the first solution, I get more than I'll translate it. L'hoyu yom toyim, there were no happy days. Rashi explains that the Yom Tov here doesn't mean a Yom Tov, which usually means like a Shabbos, which is Asur B'Mlucha, you're not allowed to do any Meluchas. But a happy day. There were no happy days in the whole year Lag Chamishos B'Av, and there is Krim Yom Kippurim. Those are the two happiest days. So the Gemara explains. It starts asking a question. Bishloim, I understand Yom Kippur was a very happy day, even though we fasted and we davened the whole day, we're hungry. Because Yom Shanim Chal Ba'avoinus. It's the day that Eibush is Moichel. It forgives us for all the sins we did. And we do plenty of sins. We all know. If we all know in public, no, but each individual knows. The Gemara says that when it was at Mikdash, when they heard the Kohen Gadol say the Shem, they fell on their faces. Gemara says, how was it possible? The Rabbi was 250 amas or 250 amas, not that big. And he came to the Bet Mikdash for Yom Kippur, Habad. Where could you find a more Kaddish-like place than Yom Kippur? You saw the avoider with the Kohen Gadol, with the Kahanim. How could everybody fall on their faces? It takes a lot of space, one after the other. So the Gemara said there was a nest that really standing. There was no room. They had to stand one pushing the other. So packed was the rabbis. But when they fell Karen, all of a sudden the place became big. And there was place for everybody. So Rashi says, why do we need such a nest? Why did the Rebbe make such a nest that the place became so large that hundreds of thousands of Eden that came had place to follow Koyrim Mushtachim? For what purpose? So Rashi says, because or your Koyrim, when Eden, when it fell on Koyrim for Hashem, they didn't just spell Korim, they said Vidui. We know we're here, Shamnu, God knew we did all the bad things. Slach, Mechal, please forgive us. So the Rebbe Shalom had pity on Eden, that one should listen what the other one is saying. The other one says, because only I castled for somebody, I read the Barna Doifi, this word translated. And the Bereshit didn't one person should listen what the other one is saying, even though everybody said the same thing. It's a nusach. You have to say. It's called a virus, but still, each person is now talking to Hashem's Baruch. He's saying, one should not listen to the other one was saying. If they would stay still in the same place, someone would listen to what the other one is talking. But at this, there was place, plenty of place, spread out, and this. So Baruch was chas and a covered need. It's not a covered when Jews should hear what the other one says to Hashem. I'm talking to Hashem now. Nobody should listen. So it was Yom Mechilat Avodas. So therefore, you could understand why there weren't such happy days for Klal Yisrael. Because you went into the Beis Mikdash full of sins. What the Tanakh calls Bugadim Tzoim, dirty clothes. And he came out clean. Barsha took away all your sins. You're a tzaddik now. And it says, when the Kohen Gadol came out of the Yom Kippur, it was a yontif. Everybody ate them home with songs and dances. Why? Because Hashem is mochel al avodas. Wow. You can't even comprehend what that means. A person which is nothing, off a wafer, is made out of earth, and he sinned against who? He sinned against Melech Molchei Amluchim. Does the avodah for Yom Kippur? He says, I forgive you. Slach tikun Amachai. Walk out clean. So that the Gemara understands. That's a simcha. You can understand it's the biggest simcha possible. But what's Chamishasar B'Av? What is that? What does even know what happened to Chamishasar B'Av? Why is that such a yom? And remember, it's only 4 or 5 days after Tisha B'Av. After he was sitting on the floor and crying, Mr. English, and all the chores that came afterwards, year by year, with the Nebuchadnezzar, it came to a stage, there was such a hunger that mothers, which have so much rachmanis, pity on their babies, slaughtered them, their own children, and they ate their meat. It was impossible. You couldn't survive. So even if a person, chas v'shalom, loses one close family member, it takes time to heal. It takes time shiva, you see. And people come to you, and the Risha Mukim Menachem Estem, the Rebbe should help you to heal the wounds. And here, nobody came, nobody said anything. Just a few days passed by, and all of a sudden it's a big yontif. And when it says it was, well, the yontif, everybody's looking for shidduchim for the children, and they should help. There was a big segula for shidduchim. Everything was happy. So the Gemara wants to know, it's all over the same Gemara, what happened to Chamishos? What is the simcha? We were just crying a few days ago. Why are we so happy now? So the Gemara has not one mind, but the Amaroim had machlokes. Not everybody agreed what the reason of the Chamishos is. I think the Gemara starts with who? With Rabbi Yehuda. Yehuda says that originally, I'm trying to go a little faster, I don't understand, when Eden came to Eretz Yisrael, so each one of Shevet was divided. Al Pi Goral, you go east, you go west, north, south. Each Shevet lived separately from the other one, and that was supposed to be like that. And they weren't allowed to be mashal one Shevet to the other. Can't even think about that. That's how it was. each Shevet was a Shevet for itself. Of course, B'dinei Yerushalayim was yours, etc. Can't go into every detail, but that's what it is. Then the Chazal came and learned from a pasuk that that's only for a temporary. That's not for always. Paskin from now on, that was Chamishos Rov. Everybody can intermarry one Shevet to the other. And there was a lot of weddings, simchas. People couldn't find a shidduch before, but now they had a shidduch for plenty. So that was the simcha. That's one shidduch. Rabbi Baruch Chonim says the name of Rabbi Yochanan, a different thing. There was a time which Shevet Binyamin did something wrong. I don't specify it. Something we shouldn't do. It's called in Tanakh Pilagish Begiva. I'm not going to go into it, but I'm not to remind talk about Averis. They did, but they did. So as the Nevi'im said in Pi Hashem, no Shevet should intermarry into Shevet Binyamin. Nobody's allowed Binyamin. Let them stay themselves. They did such an Avera. They can't do B'Shadas with Reuven, with Shimon, with Levi. They have to stay separate. Everybody should remember this is a separated Shevet because of the Avera they did. So, then it came a time, Pianovi, and it was the Eibush took off the Isser. It's enough. They suffered enough. They isolated from everybody. Not being allowed to get the bush. There was shame. I know I can't marry you. It would be a fine shidduch. Your daughter's from Binyamin. I can't marry to Binyamin. Binyamin is not a nice name. Not a nice shame. They did. I don't know, many years ago, an Averia was David still not working. And it came a time when Hashem learned from the Pasuk. The Gemara always asks, what's the Pasuk? How did the Chazal know this? Because it was direct, this Pasuk and that Pasuk. And everything the Chazal says, Rabbi Kodesh, and get a lot of marriage with Binyamin. So again, a lot of new chasanas, simchas. It added the simcha comes. Okay, second day. The third is a memo for Rav Nachman. It was big to know. They say Rebbe, Rav Nachman was not big to know later. He says, Yom was the day, Shekol boy, saying Midbar. What is it talking about? I'll try to explain. This takes a little longer. When the Meraglim went to Eretz Yisrael and spoke bad about Eretz Yisrael, it's not good. Hashem wants to take us to a bad place. We saw terrible things there, monsters and this and that became terrible news. And all of Eden was set down and cried. So Hashem was very hurt. Say. And he said, one of the strongest punishments in the whole Tanakh, the whole Torah, that we came out of Mitzrayim to go to Eretz Yisrael. Now, I'm swearing, Hashem's will say B'shua, which means Moshe Rabbeinu cannot daven, he can't ask for mechila, he can't ask for slicha, nothing is going to help. I swear, none of this Eden that I took out of Mitzrayim will live to go to Eretz Yisrael. Only their children. they're not gonna go. Terrible punishment. And how was it? Well, it says, they knew that that's gonna happen. No question. So, which day was it going to happen? They knew it's gonna be on Tisha B'Av. So we can't even imagine this. The emunah was so strong that everybody thought, each one said, I'm from the ones that are not going to make it. They all made quorum, where is it? And put themselves ready, like if he was dead. And every morning from Tisha B'Av, and it came Shachris, all of them got up, they didn't die. But 15,000 every year didn't get up. So they actually broke it down 40 years, 15,000 every Tisha B'Av. 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, and everybody laid down again. Maybe they didn't have a suffix, but then was zikr. If somebody's going to die, I'm going to be the one. Because I was part of the head for the Maragu. So he laid himself in the grave. He's not going to get up. In the morning, they all got up, except 50,000 people. Year after year, after year after year. Punishments from Hashem, Oynish, maybe the strongest Oynish that there ever was. Then, this is all in Tisha B'Av happening. Then, 1 year, the Xer ended. Not count, remember? That's the door that came out from the shrine. Came in the morning, that they were used to every morning when we get up. There's 15,000 people missing. They don't get up. And here, looked around, everybody's here, Baruch Hashem. Everybody's missing. What is this? So Moshe Rabbeinu told them, be happy, Baruch Hashem. It's over. The Xer of people that had connection with the Meragun, by now they're not here anymore, and now that's the new generation, and they're going to go to Eretz Yisrael. Everything is going to fine. So, Rashi explains something needs explanation. The Gemara is not talking about the day that they went to put themselves into the grave was in Tisha B'Av, because they knew that it's not a Mazalika day. The troubles are supposed to come, that's the day that it comes. But how did it get to Chamishas B'Av? So Rashi explains. They got up in the morning and it says nobody missing. How could that be? 40 years we used to every day, some 50 people were dying. What happened this year? Why is everybody alive? Oh, those days they didn't have calendars. They didn't have calendars. So they all looked at the Levana, the moon. And they knew the Chodesh was very small. And so they said, probably made a mistake looking at the Levana. We thought it's still, but now it's Tisha B'Av for 9 days. And probably it wasn't. It's going to be tomorrow. Again, they laid in the quorum, waiting. One more day, they'll get up in the morning. So that's not the reason. But still, Hashem said that every year it's going to be 50 people missing. So probably we're still making a mistake. We got mixed up. Wait another day. It was up again. And wait another day. Another day. Still, there was no place for mistakes because it was the 15th day and a half. And the 15th day, the Lavona is in full. So you can't make a mistake in it. It's not growing. That's it. This must be. We're finished with Oynish. The punishment is over. From now on, everything is going to be good. Everybody that is left is going to go to Sure. So that's the reason for Mishal Sabbath. And that's what has a Shaykh to Tisha B'Av. It was really supposed to be in Tisha B'Av. But they made a calculation, looked at the moon again. And that's how it slept till 15. 15, they knew that's it. There's no more punishment. Hashem is moichel from now on. Still not finished. There's another mandor, Ula. Ula says a different version. There was a time in Yerovim, among the people know Tanakh, Yerovim ben Avad. He was a terrible melech. One of the bad things he did, he didn't let him go to Shalosh Golem. He was supposed to go to Yerushalayim. He didn't let them go. And he put police on the way, cars. Don't let anybody who's going to Yerushalayim, don't let him go. Shoot him if you have to. It was year after year after year. That's what we said. My neighbor, nobody came to Yerushalayim. A year was always full. Nobody coming now. Yerovim didn't let them come. And then Rebbe punished Yerovim, and he had Harota. He took away the guards, and he said, okay, I'm repenting, I'm doing tshuva. Anybody that wants to go can go. And that was Hamishah Sabbath. That's why I say Yom Simcha, because Rebbe should have turned us back to the coming to the regular time. On and on the Gemara goes. Then the Gemara goes. I think it was what I was focused on. The Gemara says, for Rabbi with Rabbi Yosef. Anybody that learns Gemara knows Rabbi and Rabbi Yosef usually argue between themselves. They seldom do they agree. Here they agree. They don't say the same thing. No, it had nothing to do with none of these punishments. You know what it was? Why is it such a big simcha? Because there was an avoida in Beis Hamikdash where they used to have an axe and prepared wood for the Mizbeach to burn the korbanos. Now, that wood had to be solid wood with no holes in it. Why? There's no person who says that. Rashi says, because it's not nice, that wood which has holes in it makes a shan, makes a lot of smoke. It doesn't look very nice all of a sudden. It's not a pure smoke, it shouldn't be there. So, what it was the answer? How do you make sure you don't have wood with holes in it? Winter, when it's cold, it doesn't dry, you don't prepare wood for the Mizbeach. You start in a Chodesh Nisan. When days start getting warmer, you go on, down, you cut wood in Nisan, here, because it keeps on getting warmer and warmer. And if it has a hole, it dries up. And all the way you go till Chamishas Amahav. Chamishas Amahav. You stop. You can't do anymore. Because it's going to go close to winter again. It's going to get wet. You have to have very, very dry wood. So just when you stop. So what? If you stop, what's the simple stuff? You stop. So what? It says in Machloikis. The Rashbam learns that from here you learn that every time you finish a mitzvah, like we finish a Masechta, we make a Yom Tov. So the Hadron, Tziyah Mashas, big thing to end the mitzvah. Since they were finished with that avodah of cutting wood for the Mizbeach for that year, so it was a big simple. Finished the mitzvah. Just like you finish a Masechta, you finish this work. Big simple. And from here you learn that every time you finish a mitzvah, it's a simcha. Baruch Hashem is simcha. One shita. The Ben Gershom says different. No, that wasn't the reason. Not because you finished with the simcha. It took time every day to cut the wood to the Khan. Once they were finished, I don't know how long they spent every day to cutting wood. And some of the wood, some which we wood the Mizbeach on it. But without no, I don't know, we can't figure out how long did it take them. But the Ben Gershom says when they were finished, they had extra time every day. And what did they do with that extra time? They went back to the Spanish to learn. So for Chamishus B'Av, they had extra time to learn, which they didn't have the whole year. Because the whole year, the Kahan, those who Shevet Levi, those from the Chum, the whole year they have to work and cutting wood. Now, no more cutting wood. We have extra 15 minutes, half hour, I don't know how long. A little more to the Spanish. Go back to learning more. Every day we can add a shear. So now the Gemara says, you have to listen to this. There was no day of Simcha. The whole year, besides Yom Kippur, it was the Eibish's Moichel Al Avoynis, and you can't compare nothing to that. But besides that, it's Chamishos Sabot. What's Chamishos Sabot? Because you have some extra minutes, I don't know how long, 50 minutes, half hour. It's not talking about the hours. You have extra time to learn. And here the Gemara says, and this is the Makor, that the Gemara ends very interesting. Anybody who listened and heard when the Kohanim saying, we have extra time every day, 50 minutes, I don't want the time to be wasted. Everybody should learn Spanish and learn. You don't waste time. And anybody who didn't listen, everybody that listened and they went to this medrash and they learned longer hours, maybe she gave him Arichas Yom, Rikim Rosh Hashanah, for Shana Tova, maybe she gave him. But anybody that didn't listen, and he wasted time, I got extra half hour, and I'm going to play ball, I'm going to do this, I'm going to swim, whatever. When he came and asked for a bunch, give me a good year, the bunch, not so fast. Where were you? Why didn't you use the time that you had? I should give you extra years if you wasted the time for nothing. Man, the rest of anybody was this. It wasn't always different time. Was it good? So if we want to take the sense of what he's just really telling us, we finish cutting wood, and he doesn't like the pshat from the Rashbam. So when you finish a mitzvah, you do a Yom Tov. And it's not because of that. He has a different pshat. Because we have more time to learn. Let's think a minute. What do you mean? What was he doing till now? He was playing ball? He was swimming? What was he doing? He was doing a mitzvah. He was cutting wood for the mizbeach. He wasn't learning, but he was doing a mitzvah. Yeah, true. He was doing a mitzvah, and no mitzvah on the Torah keneged kol. To learn is the biggest mitzvah of them all. It's in the bracha in the morning. And when you can change, you have extra time to learn, and you go and you learn. Not only did the Rebbe Shalom ask for Shana Tova, the Rebbe gives you extra years, because that's the midah keneged midah. You have extra time, so you learn. You do something with that time. So now you're asking me for another year? I'll give you the year, because I know you're going to use it for a good purpose. But if you had extra time and you went, wasted it for nothing. So what are you asking me now for Shana Tova? A good year for what? What are you going to do with it? That's the source where we get the message that Chamishos B'Av is the time to start working towards Rosh Hashanah, asking Hashem should give us more life. So Tisha B'Av, we're crying about the death. This died, the children were dying, everybody was dying, nobody was left. Yerushalayim, Ma'ir, Haraiva, everything was destroyed, everybody was crying. Only 5 days later, the biggest Yom Tov. Why? There's one reason, according to Rabbi Gersh, because you have more time to learn. Now, Chazal tell us, Lo emed Rasha the Gemara, that's not the most important thing. The important is, what are you taking away with that Gemara? What did you learn from this Gemara? You just listen to strictly Gemara, or do you take something home with it, with you? If I will always talk, what is Chamishos about? There's plenty of hidden, which don't know exactly what's good about Chamishos about. What happened, he doesn't even know. Okay? That's good. But the one who knows, he knows that shot, that he had extra time to learn, which he didn't have the whole year, and how important that was, that the Gemara says there was no other Yom Tov besides Yom Kippur that you could compare to an extra time when you have to learn. Starts understanding what time means, what you can use it for. The Mishus B'Ov was right on the hottest day of summer. And if you want to learn a parak or Musar, let's say, Chizuk, how much time do we waste? We have summer extra time. how much do we are really using it for sure and for learning, for things we're missing all year? Who knows? Like a cheshbon. But I just know from this Gemara that not far, we're 6 weeks away from Rosh Hashanah. And that's the day we're going to ask for Kosh Baruch Hu, should have a good bench year. And the answer is going to be, what are you going to do with that year? What do you need a year for? To waste another year? To waste another 2 years? What for? Says, when I had Chamishos extra few minutes, I ran to learn a shir. So I'm asking Baruch to give me a good year. I'll use it for good purposes. I'm going to learn. And Chamishos above is the time it stops talking about dying, and carbon, and start talking about the binyan. What are we going to do from now? Crying? Of course we have to cry. The rest of us English. But from that alone, 5 days later, we will have the most happy day. Why? Because we have extra time to learn. I wish everybody who is here, who is not here, families, to have a ksiva tova, make sure all the brachas, everything that we need. No simcha, help, so important these days to ask them. Everything is a reminder. Hashem reminds us all kinds of sicknesses in the world. This happens, this which we never heard of before. It's all reminders. Remember, time is very valuable. Use it for a good purpose. And then Hashem's Baruch is going to bench you. All the brachas. Have a big hanoah. I'm coming here. And I see a Shevet Mishro. Maybe I'm not close enough till now. But using a night like tonight, everybody can be resting or wasting their time or coming to a shir. You're over here. Means has to be more to wake up everybody. Use the time for the purpose. Hashem's person help me. From now on, Shmuel is over. We're waiting for Shosper. She'll start thinking about happy days and good days. Awaiting us just around the corner. And I wish to have them. We just start singing Kstiv Avach Siman Torah. Shona Toivim Berechet Leib.
Everybody please line up nicely to get a bracha for the Rav. Amen. Right over here where I'm standing, everybody line up nicely.
Yeah. Very happy to see everybody was so excited today. Have my day. Have my day.
Okay, let's get a bracha that right.
I'll pass your one.
I'll take one in a sense.
No.
They can give that one.
You got another. Fine, Rabbi. Fine. Here's bracha for a new building, Rabbi.
This is Yonah, remember?
Fine.
He gave a speech today. Yes, before the Rebbe came, he was saying,
Fine. Thank you, Rabbi.
the person that sponsored all the food for today. Did it all the Shema. So everybody can leave their car, come learn, and go pick up the car. Yeah,
Bracha shidduch.
brother needs to go to the hospital. Второй. They're waiting.
Come, Akiva.
You never come.
Come down. It's fine, come.
Rebbe, this is our very special, one of the Gabbayim of our base Knesset, Heshi. Yes.
Live stream.
For shit
Guys, the best event live stream.
אם שלט נקודה, נקודה
He wants us to buy a building.
Amen, amen, amen.
Can you give me a blessing, Rabbi? Blessing. No, okay.
You're not gonna drive, right?
No. Thank you, Rabbi.
My grandson. Blessing with the Talmud from home.
Amen.
Gabby. He's one of the originals from the Shears. From the beginning, he's been coming every Tuesday night. Who knows how long. Very special. I learned from him.
Може. Иди сюда.
Иди туда, сюда.
Quickly, quick one.
Баба, Аман. Дякую, дякую. Дякую,
His father was the one that sponsored everything today.
No, but he says that during the session everyone was dying for 40 years. And at 2 B'Av, they were thinking, oh, it's not 2 B'Av. And also, I saw the moon at 2 B'Av. No one died, so that's why they made a simcha.
It's very easy.
Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much. Go. Come on. Excuse me, sir. Go ahead. Give me a bush of rock. Yeah. Money, I reckon you're getting about $100.
What's his name? Father's name? You only know the mother? Say bless. Sarah, and then when you find out the name, let me know. Pass it on.
Oh, you have one?
The one with the big beard, you're right next to Rabbi Frankel, you can give it to him.
Ciao Antonio.
He reads the Torah before his bar mitzvah in the shul. We let him read from after Arizona Leah, even before his bar mitzvah. How old are you? 11 years old. Learned something amazing.
Jo bit tfilת הערבית זו. Kiva.
Let's take a picture.
Kiva.
No flash.
Bravo.
Rabbi, gotta get a picture of you in the Rabbi. Rabbi, want a picture of you in the website. Rabbi, can I get a
Some ladies outside came from Florida, want to rock up.
There's less woman one-on-one. Ask Frank. Yeah, Frank will
Ja pomnю, ти став би там. А?
Чи помочь був 25?
Я помню.
Время летит.
Thank you.
Rabbi. This guy חסד של אמת. עמנואל בן זיווג חסדים.
הוא זכה לתרום לו את העלייה. הוא תרם.
For the rabbis, the ladies will not letters.
הוא תרם. אני חושב שזה
My column, lady, his son.
I'm in fourth grade. Probably my fifth. Fourth grade. Yeah.
ערבית, ערבית. אוקיי, ערבית, ערבית. טוב.
מה יש לו זה?
Guys.
Thank you, Rabbi.
ערבית.
You can take?
Take a piece, yeah. You can take a little bit. Take one of one. You're bothering the camera.
Make a 8.
What?
Whistling. Whistling.
He's a big rabbit too? Are they like, why is the other guy like singing like that? F5, Daddy, F5. We're not gonna cover it.
So anyway.
I don't see it.
Huh? Sorry.
כבוד הרב, יכול לצלם אותך? Can I take a picture of you? Okay?
Thank you. Guys, no more, please.
Yes. The whole time? Yes.